We've noticed that there's a weird problem when we have the player object go through multiple platforms at one time. And if you pay close attention to it, realize it's let's see if I can recreate that problem. The problem begins when the object is moving upwards, and then somehow additional force is being added when you go through an object. And I think it's because when we detect the collision with the platform, we didn't check the direction of the player object. So whenever there's a collision, we're adding forces, as you can see. Then we just keep adding forces continuously, and there's not a whole lot of moving downwards once you get into that state. So we can just check the velocity and avoid this problem easily. And let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so make sure we're making changes to the platform prefab. Okay, so in the idle state, well, first of all, let me create a variable, velocity, y velocity, probably better. Okay, and then in the idle state, which is the state it's mostly going to be in, let's get velocity. And we want the player object velocity. And the good thing is we already got the player object defined in the initial state, so we can just reuse that here. And we're going to store that velocity y here, and we're going to check it every frame. So this will tell us if the object is going up or down, right? If the y velocity is positive, then it's going up. If it's negative, it's going down. And we want to make sure that we are not adding more forces when it's moving up, right? So now we have that. We'll know the velocity on the y-axis. Let's go to this push upwards state. And all I want to do is I want to do a float compare before I add the force, right? So I want to compare the y velocity with 0. And if it's greater than 0, that means it's moving up. If there is a collision when the player object is moving upwards, we don't want to add more forces, so we're going to just simply go to finished state. So if it's bigger than 0, when the collision happens, we're just going to go to finish, so we're not going to add force, right? Okay, so that should be it. Let's save that and do a quick test. Yep, we've avoided that problem. So you can see that the additional force is not added when you have that collision while you're going through the platform. So that's good. Right, so we don't have that super jump again. Excellent.